good, beautiful. I was about to say Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday morning to the good folks. Hey, young world, young world, young world, young world, young world. Hey, young world, hey, young world. The classics. That's why they classics for a reason, man. Y'all should go fuck with that Slick Rick. Slick Rick, hey young world, hey young world. That nigga Slick Rick hard, bro. That nigga was cold. That's like one of the few niggas from like 80s rap who was like really generational, like cold. Slick Rick, KRS-One, niggas was cold, bro. Like I could listen to them niggas to this day. Hey young world, young world, young world, young world, young world. Anyway, man. So I had got some backlash, yo. I had got some backlash on the Threads app cuz I seen this video of Selena Gomez crying about the deportations and everything like that. And I commented saying, I sympathize with these people, but unfortunately, the law is the law. And that really pissed people off. That really got people got under people's skin. Made people think that I was just a one-sided thinker. I am not a one-sided thinker. And it's crazy because the majority of people on this planet are just one-sided thinkers. They're just one-sided thinkers and they don't think nor want to see both sides of the coin, which is very dangerous. You should always look at both sides of the coin and not just be a one-sided thinker. So it's like it sucks that these people have to get deported. It also sucks that because of Trump and uh his past statements about Mexicans and the about the country of Mexico, that these deportations are only for Mexicans, and it's not. I hate that is just one culture getting the majority of the love and support from people when it's Africans getting deported, it's Haitians getting deported, Jamaicans getting deported. It's not just one culture that's going through this bullshit. It's a lot of us. It's a lot of us. It's a lot of cultures going through this. So be mindful when you give your your little 2 cents on these platforms. That it's not just one culture that's going through this. It's a lot of cultures going through this. But I had got some backlash because I did say the law is the law, which it is, unfortunately. Not say, that's not to say laws can't change, but these laws have been these laws for what, almost 400, 500, even probably even more than that. So it's like, yeah, laws can change, but they're not going to change anytime soon. You feel me? So, but what I think, the reason why I titled this live stream, we can all learn from the Montgomery bus boycott. Little history, you feel me? The Montgomery bus boycott lasted an entire year from December 5th of whatever year it was to December 12th of the following year, right? And people think that the marches that were that happened Martin Luther King and several other civil marches that happen, civil rights marches that happen. People think those marches are what changed a lot of these laws, and that's not the case at all. These marches were simply just a publicity stunt to get the entire world to look at what's going on with black Americans. But the real changes came from behind the scenes. It didn't start with people walking down the street. No. So like the Montgomery bus boycott, yeah, there was marches for it, but the reason why they changed the law and several other laws that came with it, as far as black people sitting in the front of the bus, that solely came because of the money that white America was losing. Because at that time, there was a lot of black people taking the bus. A lot of the state of Alabama, a lot of their money was coming from black people taking public transportation. So they took that away for an entire year and it put a dent in the state of Alabama's pockets. It hurt their pockets bad, so bad to where they started changing laws for black people in the state of Alabama. And the reason why I say we can all learn from that is because instead of giving our 2 cents on a platform that doesn't care about other cultures than just white American culture, if we all literally just stop working, if we literally all just stop working, if we literally just stop paying taxes, if we literally stop buying food that's killing us off anyway, we can do some real damage in America. Like, we can do some real damage to the American government in their pockets. Instead of talking the talk, it's coming down to we need to start walking the walk for real. Like, people people looking at Selena Gomez crying about some shit that she can actually help change. But instead, what does she do? She just gets on the platform and just starts crying. Like, that's really gonna do some shit. Like, that's really going, like, that's not doing nothing. Like, you getting on a platform crying, and these platforms are the platforms that's donating to Donald Trump political campaigns. like like that shit low key don't make no sense. That makes absolutely no sense. So it's like we gotta put these phones down, but subconsciously, each and every single last one of us, we're all materialistic in some shape, form, or fashion. We all can't put this phone down. It's a lot of us that has, it's like it's not a disease. I don't want to call it a disease, but it's like a OCD kind of thing. Yeah, it's like a disorder where people have to be on their phones. They have to have some form of social media to entertain them, which is crazy to me. That's wild as fuck to me. But I say with the Montgomery, yeah, pillow talking, whatever. I don't really give a fuck what you talking about, my guy. But like, and that's another thing. Just sidetrack. People see people come into the live and be like, "Oh, there's nobody to little people watching." It's like, bro, I don't care. Like, I don't care if you watching this in real time or you watch it later. At some point, some eyes are going to watch it. So that's all that really matters at the end of the day. But like I'm saying, bro, we can all learn from the Montgomery bus boycott if we really want to make real change in this world. For real, for real. But people don't got the balls to do it. People too scary. People are too materialistic. People don't want people will rather get online and get a 2 cents than actually like put their left foot in front of their right foot and get on some radical shit. Like if people are this upset about things that's going on in this country, then actually change some shit. And marching is not gonna do it. Like marching because walking down the street with a couple signs in your hand, yelling and chanting some shit. Yeah, that's your freedom of speech. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna change nothing. Like people looked at the civil rights movement because of what they teach you in middle school and high school. They looked at the civil rights movement and was like, oh, that's the way we change laws. And it's like, no, it's not. You actually have to look at the shit behind the scenes. Like actually do real research and see what happened behind the scenes, behind those marches. Because the things that happened behind the scenes is what really changed shit. It wasn't those marches. Those marches was just to get the public eye on unjust situations. But that didn't change nothing. To be real, Martin Luther King didn't really change nothing. It was the people behind him that actually got shit done. He was just like the, how can I say? He was just the symbolization of what of the change that they were doing behind the scenes. It's kind of like with the president. The president doesn't actually make laws and change laws. He signs off on them, yeah, but he's not the one sitting there coming up and constructing the laws and shit like that. It's a whole other team that's doing it. Then he just reads it and agrees with it or doesn't agree with it. Then he goes on a on a stage behind the podium and talks whatever it is he's talking, but he's not actually changing nothing. He's just the symbolization of he's the status symbol, pretty much. In the words of Nipsey, he's the status symbol. That's all that is. But he's not actually changing nothing. So it's like we need to all stop just talking and start getting on some radical shit. Like why can't we just live off the land like God intended? That was God's intentions on creating this world, was to not live by some commandments that he didn't write. Nigga didn't write no commandments. If you really, this is why I hate that whole religion bullshit. Cause it's like, nigga, you so you got 12 disciples. What are the 12 disciples in today's America? It's the 12 motherfuckers that's sitting in the cabinet in the White House. Who was supposed to be God in that aspect? The president. That's why that shit is bullshit. But people don't see that. I don't know why people can't see that. People can't see any correlation between the president and his 12 cabinet members versus God and his 12 disciples. Because it's all bullshit. God didn't put us here to live by no commandments. God didn't put us here to live by any rules or laws. God just put us here simply to live life however you intend to live it. I think, me personally, I think it's weird as shit that we have to pay taxes on land that none of that's supposed to be free land. Like, it's crazy how we can buy land and own land when in retrospect, nigga, this is all of our land. Shout out to the Native Americans. This is all of our land, yo. It's not just, oh, because I put the most, because I got the most money, I bought it, so it's mine. Nah, man. It shouldn't be like that. It's not how it's supposed to be. Unfortunately, that's not the reality we live in, though. Just like what's going on right now with the whole deportation shit. Like, we shouldn't have borders. Having borders is weird. But at the same time, unfortunately, that's the law. Like, we have, oh, that's not the law, but that's the reality. The reality is there is borders. And the reality is we all have to, unfortunately, live by the laws of what the border says. So it's like Canada. Nigga, if you got felonies, nigga, you can't go to Canada. Canada Canada don't want your ass in their country if you got felonies, nigga. Don't bring your ass up here. If you Even if you got a misdemeanor, if you got a warrant out for your arrest and it's a misdemeanor, Canada don't want your ass in their country, cat. It just, unfortunately, it's they border so they can make the law, nigga. It sucks, but who are we? Can we change that? Hell yeah, we can change that. But it's not going to take one person, two people. It's not going to take like a group of 50 to 100 people to change that. No, it's going to take all 8 billion people on this planet to change these kind of border laws. It's 334 million Americans right now. Well, as far as 2023 goes, there was 334 million Americans in this country. Imagine if just half of that was like, yo, we're not gonna we're gonna go back to God's intentions and live off the land like he intended. We're gonna live like how the Native Americans lived, off the land. And they were doing it for centuries, no problem. Native Americans was living off the land for centuries with no problems until, the Caucasian man came along and, did what they did. But it's like, yo, if we all just inherited those 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 in those ways of living that the Native Americans was doing, I guarantee you we can change some shit. I guarantee you. I guarantee you. I guarantee if we had if we had a list of demands, right? And matter of fact, it doesn't even need to be the whole world. It's 40 million of us here in California. And all 40 million of us here in California are tired of the laws of California. And we all feel like shit needs to be changed, especially as far as rent goes and the price of living. Just imagine if 40 million people in California just stop paying rent, yo. Just imagine if 40 million people in California stop paying property taxes. Just imagine if 40 million people in California stop buying processed food. I don't even know how the fuck that happened. How that happened, gang? Oh well, I guess we green screened up now. I don't even know how the fuck that happened, guy. Fuck it, green screened up then. I guess. Really don't know how the fuck that happened. How I turn that shit off? Oh fuck it, we green screened up. I guess I wasn't even trying to do that. Ah, there we go. What the fuck? That was weird. Matter of fact, oh, we gonna green screen up. Fuck that. Free the wave guy. Yeah, free the wave guy, nigga. Free the silver surfer, nigga. Stop playing. Free that man. Free that man. Shout out Max Beezy. Shout out Max Beezy, Big Avelli, nigga. Look at the Big Avelli. Nigga, stop playing. Anyway, bro. Anyway. Like I say, shout out to the Big Avelli. But just imagine, yo. Just imagine 40 million people just stopped paying property taxes. 40 million people stopped paying rent. 40 million people stopped buying processed food. 40 million people stop eating out at fast food restaurants. 40 million people stop buying tickets to concerts and stop buying tickets to comedy shows. Just imagine the real change that can happen. Cause a lot of people, they say a lot of the world follows what America does and like follows somewhat the same path of America and our laws, right? It's really based off like the real major cities. So California or states, the major states, California, New York, Texas. Is that really? I think that's like the three major states for real. California, New York, Texas, Florida, maybe. But I don't know. I don't think the world really gives a fuck about what go on in Florida, to be real. So the three major, the three major states, right? Just imagine. I doubt Texas would do it, but let's say California and New York, however many people that is. If all people in California and New York just stop paying taxes, stop paying property taxes, and just lived off the land like Native Americans and how God intended, nigga, we can change some shit. For real, for real. The entire world will look at that and be like, you know what? Them niggas is on to something. They on to something. But like I say, subconsciously, it can never get done because subconsciously we're all too materialistic. Free the wave. Free the wave. We all too materialistic to just live off the land like how God intended. It's probably out of 40 million people here in California, besides the homeless, people who got a steady 9 to 5, right, and got a roof over their head. The majority of those people don't know how to set up a tent. The majority of them people don't know how to start a fire without a lighter or a stove. The majority of them people don't know how to cook because all they do is order out. That's sad. So just imagine if we just went back to living off the land, bro. We gotta. That's why I feel like this is gonna be controversial. But that's why I feel like the Boy Scout shit and the Girl Scout thing is needed. Not, not the, you know, that other shit that happens. Not even talking about like the Como shit, the PDF file shit that happens within the space of uh of like Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts. But I feel like that shit was really needed because it taught kids how to live off the land if they ever needed to. Like it taught kids how to start a fire without using a lighter or a stove. It taught kids how to survive in the goddamn wild. Like who wouldn't want to learn that? Who wouldn't want to learn how to survive in the wild? Cause anything can happen to where we may have to live in the goddamn wild. And the sad thing is, free to wave. The sad thing is, this is the way to go. Like I said, we all can learn something from the Montgomery bus boycott, but ain't nobody gonna actually do it. Ain't nobody gonna actually put their left foot in front of their right foot, stand 10 toes, and actually do it because people are more concerned with getting on their phones and typing their 2 cents, being and thinking that's justifying them as, oh, I did something. I said something. I'm doing more than what you're doing. I'm saying more than what you're saying. But are you though? Are you really doing something besides giving your 2 cents to a platform that don't fucking like you anyway? Which I find crazy. Like Target, Walmart, Facebook, or Meta, whatever the fuck, they all are not hiring blacks or Mexicans or whatever because of the whole diversity, equity, or whatever the case, whatever the shit was that Trump signed. I guarantee you, the people that's gonna be at Target though, black and Mexican. I guarantee you, the people that are still gonna be on the metaverse, black and Mexican, but they outraged. Oh, I'm mad. How could this be happening? How is this happening? Why are we allowing this to happen? You're saying all that on a platform that wants it to happen. Shit. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people, yo? Like, in all honesty. Then I saw this comedian, Tony Baker. He wrote on the threads that, so are we boycotting Meta or no? Why do you need why do you need public verification? If you feel in your heart of heart that you need to boycott it, then boycott it. Don't be a follower, be a leader. That's what we don't have enough of anymore. We have way too many followers. And the reason why we have so many followers is because we're trying to gain followers on these fucking platforms. It, like we're all trying to, oh man, that's when you see like these Instagram bitches. Oh, I got 1.1 million followers. Oh well, I have 2 million. Or I got 500,000. Oh, I just hit 10K followers. Oh wow, I can't believe it. I got followers. But if everybody's a follower, who's the leader in this shit? If everybody is a follower, where is the leaders? Where's the individual thinkers that don't think one sided, that see both sides of the coin and can come up with their own logical reason and logical thinking? Where are those people at? What happened to those people? You know what happened to those people? The follow button. That's what happened to those people. The subscribe button. That's what happened to those people. Free the wave. Free the fucking wave. Free the Silver Surfer. Shout out Max B, man. But yeah, everybody too materialistic, man. There is no guarantee. Like I said, I guarantee you, if California was just gonna be like, hey, man, if the citizens, not the lawmakers of California, the citizens of California, if the citizens of California was like, hey, we not fucking with Meta anymore. We not fucking with Instagram anymore. We're gonna go over there to fan base, black owned. Imagine if 40 million people, California citizens, told the world, hey, we not fucking with fast food restaurants anymore. We not fucking with Starbucks. We not messing with these places anymore. We gonna live off the land. Just imagine how much money not only could we save, but how much money these these big these big corporations will be losing. Just imagine if 40 million citizens in California was like, hey, to the rest of the world, we not paying taxes no more. We not paying rent anymore. A light bill, fuck that. We're not doing none of that. Get some generators. Start controlled fires. Shout out to the Native Americans. Just imagine, just imagine what kind of change that can do to the rest of the world. Because the world doesn't follow America. The world follows the major states within America, being California, New York, Texas. So imagine and the number one of that, which is California. Just imagine if us as Californians here in California was like, yeah, man, we not doing that shit no more. We gonna live off the land like God intended. We gonna live off the land based off how the Native Americans were living off the land for centuries and had no problems. We could really change some shit, yo. I'm trying to like for real, for real. We could really change something. Just like the Montgomery bus boycott. But don't nobody got the balls to do that. Don't nobody got the balls to say, man, enough is enough. I'm saying it. I'm saying it, but I'm only one person. If I was to do these things, you know what would happen? I would just be a homeless crazy person. I would just be a homeless, hungry, crazy person. You feel what I'm saying? Ain't nothing gonna change though. Then again, maybe so. What if I was like, hey man, I'm gonna go down. I don't know what would be like. I don't know. I would say like the White House, but we ain't got no White House here in California. But something like similar to that, right? And I just went, sat in front of that motherfucker with a big ass sign that saying, I'm not paying taxes, I'm not paying rent, I'm gonna live off the land like God intended. That's why. That's why you don't follow propaganda. You see, people are outraged about this whole deportation thing. People are outraged about certain shit that Trump signed into law and shit like that. But nobody is talking about the money aspect of it all. How come nobody is talking about the AI and crypto part that he signed, where he is saying he wants America to be number one in AI technology and crypto technology? How come nobody is following that? Guarantee you, if people followed the money, and not the propaganda, we'll be all right in life. You wouldn't do all the worrying that you doing. Like, put your money where your mouth is, invest your money in these AI technologies, in these crypto spaces. Watch your money grow, become a millionaire, a billionaire, because it's possible. And you change the world like that. Or you'll have some people that would say, hey, I'm gonna become a government official. I'm gonna be a mayor or a governor. The only the only mayor that actually helped they city in major ways was Marion Barry. Marion Barry. I said Marion Barry. It's Marion Barry. Although he was a crackhead. He was a crackhead that did good. He actually helped the state. Well, it's not a state, but he actually helped the district, Washington, D.C., because he was the mayor of Washington, D.C. I don't know if it was the 80s or 90s or whatever, but the nigga was a good politician. We don't have good politicians anymore. That's like a good cop. I don't know if anybody ever seen the movie. I think it's called Crash, where the veteran cop was telling the rookie cop, he was like, "Look, man, I know you want to do good. I know you want to be a good cop, as like they say. Trust me, I was the same way. I wanted to be a good cop. But once you do a few years, a few months as a cop, and you start to see is it's gonna be very tough for you to be that good cop that you set out to be, because it's certain things that's gonna happen that's gonna change your way of thinking about certain races and cultures. Then that good cop aspect that you had coming into the job is gonna completely change. That's the same way with politicians. That's the same way with anything, but we just talking about politics. Same way with politicians. Like, nobody talks about Obama and how he actually deported more Mexicans than what Trump is doing right now. Nobody talks about that though. But granted, I'm not for either side. I'm just the person that can that can that can see both sides of the spectrum, both sides of the coin, and agree and disagree with both sides of the coin. I'm not a one-sided thinker like a lot of people are. But nobody talks about that. Matter of fact, where's my other phone? Let me see. I'm gonna look some. Let me look something up real quick. I don't want to spread false information. You feel me? But let me. Where the fuck is my other phone at? Let me see something real quick. Let me do some Google. Let me do some Googling. Check inbox. All right, I don't know who the fuck that is, but let me do some Googling real quick. I'll check that inbox in a second because I don't know who the fuck that is. But let me see something. How many Mexicans were deported under the Obama administration? Let's see something. Let's see something. Is that 40? I'm gonna say that can't be 43 million, nigga. That's crazy. Okay, let's see. The Obama administration also deported almost half a million, 400,849 people in 2012 alone. While Trump, oh, let's see, that was in 2019. No, that was 2019. Shit, the Biden administration deported 3 million people. So it's like, so it's like People, I see people were saying some streamer. I think the nigga name is like Soul Illuminati, Soul whatever the fuck that nigga name is. It was him and another person. They were saying, "Oh, if Trump deports these many people, a food shortage is gonna happen," which is the dumbest shit in the world. Because as I just read, Trump and Biden together, separate terms, separate years. But when when Obama was president and when Biden was president, combine those numbers together, we looking at about 10 million people that were deported. So where is the outrage at that? I don't get that. I don't understand that. But the reason why people are outraged about Trump is because of the shit that he says. If Trump didn't say a lot of the racist shit that he says, nobody will blink an eye to this deportation shit that he's doing. He wouldn't blink an eye to it. But it's just crazy how people only see one side of the coin and not both sides. Where all these motherfuckers, I don't care how cool Obama was. I don't care. Oh, he's our first black. I don't care about none of that. At the end of the day, he did. He deported way more people than what Trump has. So where's the outrage in him? Because there is no outrage. At the end of the day, this subconsciously just goes to show you that this really has nothing to do about race. It really has everything. Doesn't have nothing to do about race. Has nothing to do about sexuality. None of that shit. It all has to do with rich and poor. People are really upset that this rich asshole, being Trump, is not only rich but has the power of being president. That's what motherfuckers is really mad at. It's not that, oh yeah, he's a president and he's doing whatever it is he's doing. Nah, it's the fact that he's a rich ass president and he's doing with what he's doing. You get me? I don't know, man. Free the wave. I don't know, man. It is what it is. I, I don't know, man. I would love for this entire world to get right, but unfortunately, that's not the reality we live in, gang. It's just not the reality we live in. It is what it is.